This is number 3 on the review for the end of module test. So we're supposed to compare these two numbers using greater than, less than, or equal to. So the first thing I told the students today, there's no way you're going to be able to compare this to this unless they're in the same form. So we need to go through and put all the numbers in standard form, which means writing them just like this, the standard way we write decimals. So over here we have 4/10 and 11/100 that are going to be added together. 4/10 plus 11/100. We got to find out what that is. So we have to write it in standard form, which 4/10 is just like that because we put the 4 in the tenths place, and 11/100 just like this because we put that last digit in the hundredths place and filled it in. Now we got to add them up. The most important thing when adding decimals is to line up the decimal. I put a 0 there to help. 1 plus 0 is 1, and 4 plus 1 is 5. Bring down the decimal. So now we know that this one is 51/100 compared to 41/100. Start with the biggest place value, 5 and 4. The 5 is bigger, so this is greater than. Let's do C. 435/100 plus 9/10. So when writing a decimal in standard form, we look at the last digit and put it in the place value it gives us. So we're going to put our 5 in our hundredths place. Oops, that was on the wrong line. 5 in the hundredths place, our 3 in the tenths place. We know the decimal comes next, so the 4 is going to be in the ones place. So 435/100 is 4 and 35/100 plus 9/10, which is just 9 in the tenths place. We have to add those up. 4 and 35/100 plus 9/10. Make sure your decimals line up. 5 plus 0 is 5. 9 plus 3 is 12. Carry that 1. And 4 plus 1 is 5. 5 and 25/100 is on this side. Versus 5 ones plus 25/100. So we could either line that up as 5 plus, and 25/100 is just like this. Or we can just know if we're having ones and adding hundreds, it's just going to be 5 and 25/100. So we have 5 and 25/100 compared to 5 and 21/100. That is equal. Okay, let's go down. Let me zoom this out a little bit. The videos are so close. There we go. Okay. Let's do one of these down here. These are a little bit different. We have 12 plus 64 times 1/10 plus 3 times 1/1000. So let's just start with the first one. We have 12. Let's write that as a standard form, which is just 12. Let me scoot it over a little. 12. I'm going to put 2 zeros after it just to hold places. 64 times 1/10 means that these are going to be tenths. 64 tenths. Which we write by putting the last digit in the tenths place, which we know there's a decimal in there, and then filling it. So 64 tenths is 6.4. And 3 times 1,000, which means we're going to have 3 thousandths. So we got to put our last digit in the thousandths place. So that's going to be, here's the tenths place, hundredths, thousandths. So that means I'm going to fill in the tenths and the hundredths with zeros. So we got to add that one up too, 0.003. I'm going to put in some zeros to help out and add. 3 plus 0 is 3. 0 plus 0 plus 0 is 3. 4 plus 0 plus 0 is 4. Bring down your decimal. 6 plus 2 is 8. And 1 plus 0 plus 0 is 1. So on this side, we're going to have 18 and 403 thousandths versus 18 and 204 thousandths. So start with the biggest one. 1 and 1, same. Go to the next place value. 8 and 8 are the same. Go to the next one. The tenths, we have a 4 here, and we have a 2 here. The 4 in the tenths place is bigger than the 2 in the tenths place, so that means this whole number is bigger. 18 and 403 thousandths is greater than 18 and 204 thousandths. I will just do one more. Let's do E. So we have 5 tenths times 10 to the second. Okay, we're going to have to do that. I'm going to make a little room down here to do it. 5 tenths times 10 to the second. 10 to the second we know is just 100 because it's 10 times 10, or 1 with 2 zeros, so that's 100. So we're going to do 0.5 times 100. I'm going to just go ahead and put my place value lines under it because that helps me. And I know I'm going to be moving 2 place values because each place value is 10 times bigger. And if I'm doing 10 to the second, That means I'm moving 2 place values bigger. So we'll go 1, 2, put our 5 there, cross that one out. We have nothing in our ones place, so we better fill it in with 0. So 5/10 times 10 to the second is 50. So we'll write that there. 50 plus 8/10 times 10 to the second. Okay, it's the exact same thing, but with 8/10. So I'm going to put it there and draw my place value lines, and because I know I'm going 2 place values bigger. So that's just 80. So we have 50 plus 80. Okay, we know 8 plus 5 is 13. And add our 0. So it's 130. Or you can line it up and do standard algorithm if that's easier. 0 plus 0 is 0. And 8 plus 5 is 13. So on this side, 130. On this side, we got to figure out what it is. We have 5/10 times 10. Okay, this is 10. Another way to say that is 10 to the first power, just 1/10. So that means I'm going to be moving my 5/10 this time just 1 place value bigger. And we're multiplying, so it gets bigger. So I'm going to move it over the 1 place value, because 1 place value over is 10 times bigger. So that means just 5, plus we have now 8/10 times 100, or 10 to the second. We already did that. We did that down here. And we got 80. So 80 plus 5, we know, is 85. So we have 85 versus 130. 130 is greater than 85.